all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
First at 6, a weather watch alert for an incoming mess at the end of the week. The latest timing and track coming up.
And tragedy in New Haven. A teenager is dead after he was shot. We'll tell you what police are saying about the investigation this morning.
Also, a new look this morning at just how much money our state is making on legal, online, and sports betting.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for being with us here at Fox 61. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning, everybody. Clear right now, but our sights weather-wise are set on later this week. Granted, not looking at snow, but things could still get messy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, snow will play into the mess, just not snow here. It is a big monster storm coming right as people are traveling all over the land, and that is going to be a real problem going down the line, starting tomorrow, I think, in the Midwest and working its way here. For us, it's big rain, it's high winds to Thursday night into Friday. I know you got 48 hours of quiet weather ahead of it, but if you are traveling Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, there are issues. We'll talk about them all. Here's the storm. This is Thursday morning. We get a lot of rain. Temperatures will surge. Cold air comes in afterwards. Temperatures will plunge in time for Christmas. 32 right now in Hartford, 34 in New Haven, 27 in Torrington, feels like 20, 21 in Putnam, 21 also in Chester. We have a northwesterly breeze about 10 miles an hour, some parts getting a little more. That will subside. It is largely a carbon copy today of what we saw yesterday with a decent amount of sunshine. Temperatures seasonal, but when you factor in a little wind, it takes it right down to the lower 30s. We'll talk about the trouble coming and what it means for Christmas morning and points afterwards. There is a lot to unpack with this, and we'll do it all coming up. Let's check the roads right now. Lauren Zenzi at 6:02. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Matt. Good morning, everyone. As of right now, we have no incidents or crashes to report. That's some good news. Anticipating some heavy volume out on the roads and a messy commute on Thursday and even Friday and even Saturday on Christmas Eve. But as of right now, in the Hartford area, 91, 84, Route 2, all moving smooth. We do have a little blip of delay in the eastbound side of I-84 as you're approaching the Hartford Tunnel. But overall, as you take a live look out in Wethersfield, 91 north and southbound moving just fine over near Great Meadow Road. Waterbury construction is wrapped up for the morning on the east and westbound side. Traffic flowing in and out of the Mixmaster just fine this morning. And down in Fairfield County, some light to moderate volume out on the roads, especially on the southbound side of I-95. And as we take a look at our drive times to the border, whether you're going to Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or New York, things are looking good on 84 and 95 as well. We'll check in again on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Tim and Erica, good morning to you.
Lauren, thanks so much. All right. Well, this morning, New Haven police are searching for the person who shot and killed a teenager last night.
Yeah, Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live outside the New Haven Police Department with the details on what happened. Brooke, good morning.
Well, good morning to you both. New Haven police tell us that they need the public's help when it comes to finding the shooter that ran away from that scene. Officers say just past 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, they were called to Valley Street between Harper Avenue and Mountain Road for a person who had been shot. They didn't mention who called 911, but they say when they arrived, they found a 16-year-old boy who had been shot at least once. Police tell us the boy was immediately taken to the hospital, but unfortunately he died from his injuries. Officers have not released the name of that victim. Now, both the Major Crimes Unit and the Bureau of Identification are searching for the person who may have shot him. They say the suspect ran away from that scene and they have not released any sort of description to look out for at this time. Now, they are asking if you have any sort of information that could help investigators out in that search this morning. They want you to go ahead and give them a call with anything that you may have seen or heard. You can call anonymously into their tip line, and that number is 866-888-TIPS. Live in New Haven, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61 News.
All right, Brooke, thanks. We will check back throughout the morning.
And Justin, in the newsroom, we've learned about another shooting. This one was in Norwich. Police said a man was targeted late last night at a gas station. Police said he was in a car at the pumps when, according to some surveillance camera video, a gray older Jeep Cherokee sped in and somebody in that car shot multiple rounds at the man before speeding off. The victim was taken to Bacchus Hospital with a gunshot wound to the head. Right now, they said he is stable. Police said while the investigation is going on, at this point, it does seem to be a targeted attack.
And a Post University student was shot and killed in New Jersey over the weekend. Police say 20-year-old Philip Urban, a freshman basketball player at Post University, was found slumped over in the driver's seat of a car in Hopewell Township, New Jersey. He was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead from a gunshot wound. Police believe Urban was meeting up with someone and was shot sometime during that encounter. No arrests have been made. Now, Post University releasing a statement saying in part, quote, as a member of the men's basketball team and a business administration major, Philip modeled the attributions of leadership, commitment, and hard work on the court and in the classroom. The university's counseling center will be available to support students and faculty.
Well, today, sentencing is expected for the man who pleaded guilty to killing a 12-year-old boy back in 2018. Police said 12-year-old Clinton Howell was shot and killed while on his front porch just days before Christmas that year. Police said he was not the intended target. As for the shooter, Tajay Chambers pleaded guilty to charges of manslaughter and possession of a pistol without a permit.
Right now at 16 communities all across the state impacted by abandoned properties will soon get a big boost. 41 properties across those communities will be redeveloped, and it's being done with the help of a combination of state and private funds totaling $649 million. Now, one of those communities set to benefit from the funding is Meriden. Many areas there are set to be redesigned, including a century-old musical instrument factory. That's going to be turned into an 82-unit of mixed-income housing.
We're taking properties that are not producing any revenue for towns or not enough revenue for towns and putting them back on the tax rolls.
Now, in all, 86 acres of land will be transformed all across the state. But to see specifics on all the projects, you can head over to our website. All that info is on fox61.com. Well, many birds here in Connecticut are being poisoned by rat and mouse pesticides, pushing wildlife advocates and some lawmakers to seek action. The birds you're seeing right now are in the care of a rehabilitation center in Killingsworth, a place called Hope. There, they say these cases are becoming all too common. Now, in response, a few state senators are signing onto a bill that would ban second-generation rodent pesticides. And that's going to be, there are going to be exceptions for places like hospitals and restaurants. First-generation pesticides aren't as harmful to wildlife, and you can ask your local store for help in knowing the difference.
Well, it looks like legal gambling continues to be a big winner for the state's finances.
Of course, there are so many different ways to gamble, like online gaming sites right on your phones, right? Online gaming and betting sports betting has been around for just over a year now here in Connecticut, since October of 2021. In 1 year, Foxwoods Resort Casino and Mohegan Sun have seen nearly $22 million of revenue from online gaming.
Well, that means the state made more than $3.9 million, which represents a 57.5% increase in a single year off the casino's online revenue. The state said they expect that income to keep growing exponentially next year. All right, well, we're talking about sports, not to make excuses for the UConn football team, but after some really tough, lean years, just making it to their first bowl game in 7 years was a big, big win. The Huskies faced Marshall yesterday afternoon in the Myrtle Beach Bowl down in South Carolina. Unfortunately, it did not start well because the Thundering Herd outscored UConn 21-0 in the first half and went up 28-zip at one point. But the Huskies did show some fight in the second half. They cut the lead in half and even continued to threaten to score again in the fourth quarter, but they just couldn't get over the hump. Marshall won 28-14. Here's what head coach Jim Mora had to say after the game.
I'm proud to be their coach. I will tell you this, it was an extremely disappointed locker room. To me, that signals progress again. There was nobody that was just satisfied to get to a bowl. We came here to win. We're not going to let it hold us back.
So UConn finished the year 6-7. It's their best record since 2015 and a real nice surprise in Jim Mora's first year as head coach. And boy, we have not talked about the UConn men enough. They are now the #2 ranked team in the country. They're 12-0 on the year. They've won every game by at least 10 points, and in some cases, way more than that. Just dominant so far. Tonight, they're taking on an old Big East rival, Georgetown, at Gamble Pavilion. Tip-off is 6:30, just like they were back in the Calhoun era. You know, a lot of people were wondering, could they get back to that level? They did. Now look at UConn football back in a bowl game.
There we go.